Hello, this is Craig from Forbidden Knowledge with another educational video. This time we're going to be talking about Social Security number and living without one because I don't have one. I want people to be aware at an elementary level of what you could be in store for if you're contemplating doing this, because there's a lot of things you aren't told because they try to draw you in with the tax thing, and there's a whole lot more to it than just taxes. So I'm trying to get, as a beginner's level, hopefully try to make it so we can understand a little bit about what I'm talking about, because this is a alien topic to a lot of people, thinking, how could you possibly live without a Social Security number? I do. Well, one thing you have to remember is, although they draw you in with this no federal income tax thing, is usually what the draw is, with, wow, that sounds great. Well, it's a lot more than that. Um, you're getting out of the system in a way that the system is not designed to allow you to get out of. You can't become an escaped slave and just get away scot-free. You're always going to have problems. Let me start with benefits. Government benefits, federal government benefits specifically, you will not be able to get anymore, because when you get rid of that Social Security number, you're no longer a federal U.S. citizen. Okay, you're denying the existence of the capital letters strawman name. That's a whole other topic, but you're getting out of commerce. And you don't qualify for government cheese. You don't qualify for anything, essentially, any kind of government handout whatsoever. Government loans, nothing. Um, Obamacare, I don't even qualify. I could go and sign all the papers I want, try to uh, qualify, try to sign up. You know, they're trying to force people to sign up for Obamacare. They even don't want to. Well, I can't. I go and fill out the forms. Oh, where's the Social Security number? Well, I don't have one. Well, then you need to get out of here because we can't help you. Well, thank you. Yeah, well, see, you don't qualify. You're not a federal U.S. citizen when you do this. So there's also, as far as the tax thing goes, so no benefits. Okay, now taxes. Yeah, you can easily have the federal income tax with stop withholding, and the state issued income tax also stop withholding, and the Social Security benefits stop withholding from your check. But that creates a whole lot of more problems, because if they're easy to do, but after about 1 or 2 years, your employer gets knocked on the door by the IRS and say, hey, how come this person isn't paying into the system anymore? And the employer starts getting scared, even though you convinced them to stop doing it for you, taking it out. Now all of a sudden they're under pressure of the IRS, and who do you think they're going to buckle to? They always buckle to the IRS. Without question, they're going to, because under the threat of audit or worse, they will buckle to the IRS no matter how good your employer is, thinks they're going to stand by you. When it comes to the IRS, they will not stand by you. So if you're working for somebody else, some other corporation company, you're going to have to basically fight them for the rest of your life. Because although you're right and the employer would be wrong, it'll be a constant fight. And are you willing to do that? Most of you are not. So essentially, you really need to be working for yourself. The bottom line. If you want to avoid a lot of the hundreds or even thousands of lawsuits you could file without having a Social Security number, then you're going to have to work for yourself. Basically, a cash-based business, which, okay, as I've been telling my audience for 15 years now, they maybe didn't believe me so much then, but they're beginning to believe it more and more now, we're heading towards a cashless society where there will be no cash. Someday that's coming. I mean, in fact, look around. It's already happening almost. They just haven't made the final step to get rid of the cash. So getting your own business and a cash-based business someday will be a nightmare for you. Just letting you know ahead of time. Um, so what else? Let's see. Here's a good one. How are you going to get around? Well, without the Social Security number, you can try, but they're not going to let you have one. You can go try to sign up for a driver's license or a state-issued ID, and you're not going to be able to get one. You're going to be rejected. Because in order to get a state-issued ID or a driver's license, you have to have a Social Security number. Period. So now, how are you going to get around? Well, personally, me, I exercise my right to travel, and that's a fight I've taken on. I fight them all the time, and I win or lose, but I fight them all the time. And I travel freely on my roadways, but that's a whole other topic. But how are you going to get around? Okay, now you can't get a driver's license, so you're still going to get in that car and go from place to place? Well, you're going to have to fight them if you do that. How are you going to get on okay, let's say you don't do a car, are you going to use the bus? Or, now, city bus is no problem, but try getting on a So if farther duration bus, like a Greyhound, whatever. Driver's license, state issued ID required. Yeah. Same with getting on a train or a plane, an airplane. State issued ID or driver's license. Now that's actually not law. It's actually policy, but are you willing to sue the airline each time they won't let you get on the airplane because you don't have a driver's license, state issued ID? No, probably not. So in other words, that only leaves you with basically walking, or riding a bicycle. Those are the two methods really, because even the third option is hiring somebody like a driver, like a taxi. Well, when it's a cashless society, someday that's not going to be there either. Are you really willing to go that far? No, of course not. Not most of you, because most of you haven't learned to live as a free man for your entire life. You are constantly, even though you don't realize it, you're constantly bending over and kissing the boots that feed you in order to remain the status that you are. You maintain assets, because what it boils down to is they're going to steal all your assets as well. You're not going to be able to own anything. You don't now, and you just don't know it. But that's another topic also. Now, without the Social Security number, you will not be able to have any bank accounts. No savings account, no checking account, no credit cards, no loans. How are you going to get that car? You don't need a car anymore. How are you going to get that house? Well, figure it out. But there are advanced methods of getting bank accounts. But frankly, I never mess with those. I hear all the stories and reports all the time from people I know. And basically what you're doing there, if you do go to these alternative methods and get bank accounts under different names, under corporation names, you're essentially denying the corporation that is your name already, the government created for you in all capital letters, another topic. But you're denying the existence of that corporation, you're getting another corporation. You're still living under the rules. They could change any time, and it's their corporation. They allowed you to create it. And so you're still under their rules. So to me, it doesn't make any sense. It's counterproductive. Without any bank accounts, you're not going to be able to have a PayPal account. You're not going to be able to do any shopping cart online. You're going to have to mail in a money order or something, as long as there's still cash. But essentially, you're being locked out of commerce completely when you do this. You can't get in a hotel or motel. Nope, can't do. Go to any of these big chains, and they're going to ask you for, they may or may not ask you your driver's license or state issued ID, but they will ask you for a credit card. And they run your card. Whether you're going to pay in cash or not, they still want to see a credit card. Try it. Don't believe me. Now, there are still smaller motels and such that are like mom and pop places, privately owned, that aren't part of the big chains. Paying in cash, you still probably can get away with that for now, while there's still cash, for the time being. You can't rent anything. Try renting a car without a driver's license. No way. Try renting let's say your basement floods and you need to buy a pump, or you need to rent a pump, the rental shop. Without driver's license, state issued ID, can't do it. You need ID. How about, let's say you go buy a pump then. You can't actually rent one, so you're going to have to go buy one. You're going to go to Lowe's, you're going to buy one. Well, let's say something's wrong with the pump. Now try to return that. No, the company policy, and again, it's policy, it's not law, but company policy will say at any places that you have to have a state-issued ID of some kind in order to return that pump. Well, I didn't have to have an ID to buy it, did I? No. You'd be in the right trying to return it when it's broken, but they're not going to allow it. Unless you really raise a fuss. There are some ways of getting around the system. I don't try to get around the system. I try to live as a free man instead of an enslaved person, because you're becoming an escaped slave when you do this, by the way. So it is possible to get rid of the number if you have one, and you don't have to take one in the first place, even though you're led to believe you do have to. It's absolutely not true. You don't have to have one issued to you at birth. And of course, if you were born and your parents did, you have no choice in the matter until you become of age. Then you could have that contract rescinded because you weren't old enough to enter into that contract called the Social Security number. So it can be changed. You can alleviate the problem. But keep in mind all these things that I just mentioned that will be extreme hardship for you for the rest of your life should you decide to live without a Social Security number. So check out some of my other videos at Forbid TV, Forbid spelled with 2 Ds. And so until next time, I'm Craig signing off. Forbiddenknowledge.info is my website. So